Hello, dear students. In continuation of boiler, I have already made the videos related to mountings, accessories, and different types of boilers. Now, I will be dealing with thermal power plant and operations through various devices. This scan copy of this video I have taken from my book Thermal and Fluid Power Engineering. So here I will be going directly to thermal power plant layout. So dear students, let us focus clear concept of a thermal power plant which is shown over here. So first, a boiler is taking over here. This is technical symbol of a boiler, whereas this lower circle indicates about furnace and the upper circle, this one shows about water drum or steam drum. So dear students, to boiler, water is supplied through economizer. Suppose here water is supplied and through this air is supplied. So by burning of fuel in the furnace with help of this hot air, steam is produced by the boiler and moves in this direction. Suppose quality of steam produced by this boiler is either wet or dry saturated or saturated. Everyone wants to improve the quality of steam so that more and more power can be produced by steam turbine. And henceforth, a superheater is introduced over here to get steam superheated. So this superheater helps to supply additional amount of heat to this steam entering the superheater, so that at the outlet we will be getting superheated steam that is of very good quality of steam at same boiler pressure. So at the inlet of steam turbine over here, superheated steam is supplied. As you know, dear students, this turbine is an expansion device where expansion of this superheated steam takes place. So expansion taking place from inlet to outlet. Here pressure is low and here pressure is high. So there is a pressure difference. Due to this pressure difference, we get a enthalpy drop, and due to this enthalpy drop, we get work output by rotating the shaft. This work output is when attached to electrical generator, is get electricity. Okay, dear students. So now, after production of power from steam engine or a steam turbine, the exhaust steam coming out from steam turbine, which is going to condenser. As the name written, condenser, so a process called condensation takes place, that is condensation of exhaust steam coming out from steam turbine. So for condensation, we supply water from outside, maybe your cooling tower. So the cold water is supplied this way and it is circulated, and then we get hot water, and in this way inside condenser heat transfer takes place, and here at the outlet of the condenser we get condensate, that is condensed steam in the form of water. So condensate is a technical term, that is condensed steam in the form of water, right? And now this hot water is going to at the top of a cooling tower. Here at the top, nozzles, tiny nozzles are mounted over here. Through these tiny holes nozzles, sprinkle comes down, sprinkle of hot water comes down, and from lower side in the upper direction air goes above. So air gets heated, air goes finally out like this, and condensed water, cooled water comes down, that is collected over here, right? So this keeps on rotating again and again by this cooling water pump, right? Now see this condensate extraction pump, condensate extraction pump, it sucks this condensate and supplies to this hot well. As such, there is no any special function of hot well, just to store this water over here, right? Now this water is supplied through a feed pump to a device called economizer. In this economizer, there is a heat transfer taking place. Prior to that, let us see about the flue gas, path of flue gas. This flue gas, that is hot gas, coming out from boiler. First, heat from flue gas is supplied in the boiler itself, right? This after supplying heat in the boiler itself, this flue gas supplies additional amount of heat to the superheater, so that at the outlet we will be getting superheated steam, right? And then after losing heat to the superheater, rest part of heat of same flue gas is utilized to economizer, right? So here heat transfer takes place in economizer, so that at the outlet here of economizer we get hot water. So here we get hot water which is supplied to boiler. So with help of this hot water, there could be a saving of fuel in the boiler itself, right? So saving of fuel, it means there is an economy of fuel, and henceforth this device is called economizer. This device is called economizer, right? So then after losing heat to this economizer, this hot gas comes like this, enters to another device called air preheater. The word written pre and then heater, right? So this air preheater heats this atmospheric air coming out, coming inside with help of a blower over here. This atmospheric air gets heated with help of this hot gas, right? So in this way we supply hot air to boiler. So again, by supplying this hot air to boiler, there could be a saving of fuel, and it helps in quick burning of fuel as well, right? And henceforth, dear friends, these three devices, that is superheater, economizer and air preheater, these three are helping to increase efficiency of boiler plant, and henceforth these are included as an accessories of a boiler, right? So now then what happens after losing heat to this air preheater, hot gas is having only and only sufficient heat so that it, due to density difference, it should come and go out of the chimney. So now it is designed in such a way that after losing heat to this last device, air preheater, this hot gas has only sufficient heat that due to density difference being lighter, it should go to atmosphere via chimney. Right? Now one thing I tell you, dear students, if a thermal power plant is nearby a river, generally it happens at the time of location of any thermal power plant, we select a site where a river is flowing. Then what is the advantage? So advantage is, suppose here there is a river. This is your river. Suppose water flows in this direction. So then what happens? This cold water directly we can get from river with help of a pump, and then this hot water we can supply over here, because we require a huge amount of water for condensation in the condenser. In fact, there is a indirect contact between this cooling water and this condensed steam, right? And henceforth there is no harm in selecting like this if a river is flowing nearby a power plant, right? So I think there could be no any problem in understanding concept of a thermal power plant or steam power plant. Right. Now, dear students, same block diagram is shown over here. That is a block diagram or path. Path, I should say, here, this dotted line is called a circuit of or path of flue gas, and this one as a whole is called water circuit, steam circuit, right? Or and third one is, this one is called cooling water circuit. This is called cooling water circuit. So there are three circuits we can say. Hot gas circuit, that is a path like this, and steam circuit is this one. Steam circuit is this one. Steam or water we can say, right? So three circuits we are getting over here. Now let us come to this block diagram. So block diagram is here now. So let us start with boiler cell itself. So from boiler, as we have seen in the previous diagram, from boiler steam goes to superheater, right? Then from superheater the steam is supplied through steam engine or steam turbine through steam stove valve. Then steam pipe, this pipe should be insulated so that steam this is going to steam turbine should not be condensed. It should not have water particles. If it has, then steam separator is located that separates steam from water particle, and then it goes to throttle valve where throttling takes place at constant enthalpy. Then it goes to steam chest, then to steam nozzle. Function of steam nozzle is to increase kinetic energy of steam, right, where there is an enthalpy drop takes place, and then at a very high velocity, through this steam nozzle, steam is gliding or forcing to fixed and moving blade of steam turbine. After getting work from this device, then finally exhaust steam goes to condenser for condensation, and then after condensation, this condensate goes to outside from this condensate removable pump, and then it goes to hot well just for storage, then to economizer where that water gets heated before entering to boiler, and then with help of this feed pump hot water is supplied to boiler. So in this way this circuit is completed. Now another circuit, that is for a boiler, starts. This from boiler shell, this water from inlet header, cold water through inlet header, it comes, then it gets heated. These water tubes in which cold water flows, that gets heated with help of hot gases, and then through outer header this steam produced goes to boiler shell. So in the boiler shell here, actually this cold water comes out from the top, like say here there is a steam drum or water drum of the boiler shell. So from the upper part, upper part is filled up with steam, and lower part is filled up with water. So this water comes like this, it goes to inlet header, and then in this way it gets heated, and finally this with help through outlet header it goes to steam stored valve, and finally this steam produced from the boiler is stored at the top portion of the steam drum or water drum. So dear students, in this way cycle is completed for steam and water itself. So this is about block diagram of a power plant. Now dear students, will be going to solve numericals based on boiler performance in next video.